What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the all-new 2025 Mini Countryman S All4. This one's finished in British Racing Green. MSRP is $45,000. Big shout out to Flow Mini of Winston-Salem for providing the all-new Mini for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. Underneath the hood of the all-new 2025 Mini Cooper S Countryman, you're going to find the 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It pumps out 241 horsepower with 295 pound-feet of torque, paired to a 7-speed automatic transmission, and it does feature all-wheel drive. And with a curb weight around 3,500 pounds, running on a 16.1 gallon fuel tank, you can expect 24 miles per gallon in the city with 32 out on the highway. The overall length is 174.5 inches with wheelbase at 106, width is 72.6, and height is 63.7 inches. The all-new Countryman is even able to tow about 3,500 pounds. Now moving on to the exterior styling with the all-new 2025 Countryman. This has a super cool design, especially a little bit more retro and boxy than previous generations. You got these nice square shapes to the LED headlights, and when you tap some of the buttons, you can get a good look at those LED lights. Pretty cool design, of course, with a blacked out housing, and it even says Mini inside it. You got these nice bronze accents throughout the upper grille surround. You even get that same bronze color on the Mini logo. Some trim in the center for the grille with a safety sensor, forward-facing camera, and more body color. You got the S badge as well, and then down below just a little bit of plastic trim with your parking sensors, and then a lot of functional openings to provide cooling to the intercooler as well as all the radiators. It has a really unique design. I definitely like how it comes together, stands out. You're also going to see these nice racing stripes with the black along with the red, and then there's a little bit of a sharp bump throughout the center of the hood. Has a pretty sweet look as we make our way to the side profile, where you're going to see some squared off designs for the shape around the front fender and then some plastic trim. We also have a nice set of 19-inch wheels with more of that bronze color as well as gloss black. It says Mini right in the center, and then throughout the side profile you can see more of the plastic trim down below and one sharp body line cutting through the door and then through the side. You have flush mounted design for the side door handles and then gloss black mirror caps. You're also going to see full black for all the roof as well as all the surrounds for the windows, small set of roof rails, and then the All4 logo on the side with a pretty cool texture. Side profile still looks proportional just like the previous generation Countryman. However, you can see just that more modern appearance throughout all the curves and sharp body lines. I like how the third window cuts into the rear end of the car with a roof mounted spoiler. You got your third brake light up above, windshield wiper down below, and then a massive Mini logo, and then it says Countryman throughout the entire rear end. Really nice design as well. And then when we tap some of the key fob buttons, you can take a look at the lighting. Down below, you're going to see some more of that plastic trim with all of your parking sensors, more of that bronze color with your lighting in it as well, plugs for the trailer hitch, and then a sharp body line underneath the liftgate. So the overall styling, definitely a pretty unique way to update the previous car. Moving on to the key fob, we have Mini on the whole back side. You can see the tailgate release, unlock, as well as panic, and then we have your lock and remote start on the front side. Going ahead, tapping the Mini logo, it'll lock the car. However, you can just grab the door handle or get close to it and it will automatically unlock. This spec does get the John Cooper Works sport seats. You're going to see them finished in this really cool blue color, and there's a little bit of brown accents. Moving to the door panel, you have this fabric texture with brown fading into the blue color, which is really cool, super unique looking. Then more of this semi-bronze color accent for the release handle. You're gonna see all your controls down below for windows, mirrors, as well as your lock and unlock. Small grab handle, a little bit of padding for your armrest, and then storage down below along with the tailgate release. On the driver's seat, you're gonna see all your power controls with memory seating, along with your power control for the lumbar itself. And then this leatherette material is really soft, really nice looking. I like the perforations throughout the centers, and you can see these sport styles. You have nice bolsters to it, a navy blue color for the Mini logo with some of that bronze accents. Just a really funky design and really nice to look at. Then we have a 3-spoke design for the leather wrap steering wheel. And then now sitting inside the 2025 Countryman, keep my foot on the brake, we can just turn this, and that is gonna fire up the ignition and engine of this car. So taking a look at the steering wheel, you got the Mini logo in that nice bronze color. One thing cool for the 3-spoke design, this is actually a fabric strap down below. You have some contrast stitching, really unique look to it for sure with massive bolsters up on top. On the left side, we have some cruise control settings. We also have Bluetooth and audio controls on the right side. And then the stalk on the right side is for all the windshield wiper controls. And then on the left side, we have some headlights and turn signal. You can see a sensor in the center, and then there is somewhat of a heads-up display. You can see some information like your speed limit, things like that. On the left side, you're gonna see more of that fabric going into the dash with one of your air vents. It goes across the entire dashboard as well, and then all of the air vents match very nicely. Now this screen is the size of a basketball, about 9 inches. Super cool. It is a full LCD screen, so not just a bezel. But if we go ahead and just tap the home icon, this is basically your main screen. You can swipe the screen left and right and see all sorts of different bits of information. You have audio that'll pop up, personal assistant, climate as well, and then you have a few things within the car. So pretty wild to see how the screen works. You can even see the British flag. For climate, you tap the fan icon. You're gonna see that pop up. You can go into auto, which will show the whole British flag, which is pretty unique. Then of course, going back to your different zones, you can easily just tap them to turn them on or off. Fan speed is right here. You can toggle over here for the passenger heated seat icon. You also have more shortcuts down below for your phone integration, full screen and navigation as well. And then down below we have experiences. So if you toggle this up and down, it'll go into a few different designs. So going into go-kart, it'll load, play a funny sound, and now we have a massive speedometer. Your tach is over here. You can also go into your normal screens as well. So you basically get a super unique home screen. And then if we continue into here, going into a few others, we have green. It'll play a very nice soft sound, a little bit different design for the gauge cluster. So really cool. There are so many here that all look super different. Going into trail mode. So super cool the way everything is laid out in this car. Definitely something different. There's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, things like that. We'll just go back into one more. We'll show you the timeless one. But that screen just looks wild in this interior. It is a lot to show. Super, super unique. Anyways, from there, your drive select is over here. We have drive, neutral, reverse. So pushing this forward, we'll go into reverse, and your backup camera pops up in the center. Top-down view as well. Pretty HD graphics. So overall, it's a pretty good size. We have the panoramic view, so you can see around a little bit. You can also easily exit out of there. And then drive control, go into drive, going into park. Of course, turning the ignition off, you just turn this left or right. Volume on the far right, we have the defrost icons. Tapping this icon, it will pop up with a few drive controls for the all-wheel drive, things like that, start, stop. We also have wireless phone charging pad down below that, and then you can see more storage, 2 cup holders, more of this fabric trim, and then this is pretty cool. Got a little extra glove box lined in that cool fabric with Mini. There's also more storage down below with USB ports. We have a nice little armrest with some padding, and then the glove box on the far right side, about what you would expect. But one last look at the interior. This is exceptionally unique. Very cool the way it's styled, and the materials all look really nice and feel really nice. This is super funky and super cool. We have a massive panoramic sunroof with the shade. All those controls are up here. There's even a camera right there as well, and then a thin frameless mirror. Moving on to the rear seat space, just grabbing the door, open it up. You're gonna notice how the door panel has the brown fabric, so it basically goes from solid brown and then into the front, fading towards the blue. You're gonna see a little bit of padding for the armrest, similar grab handle, and some storage. And then the rear seats have that same blue color with the contrast stitching. You're even gonna see the same Mini logo on it. Headrest will fold down for better driver visibility, and this can seat 3 people. You can grab this strap. We have a nice armrest along with 2 cup holders, and then down below you're going to see 2 climate vents, some USB ports, and then there is storage on the back side of these seats. So sitting into the back seat now with the 2025 Countryman, this is a pretty roomy car. This is basically like a mini SUV, a jumbo compact car, I guess you could say even. But I'm 5'11", sitting here with plenty of headroom, and with the driver's seat at my height, I have really good knee room and foot room. Good recline too. These are genuinely comfortable. We can pull a strap down below, so you can adjust that just a little bit. But with them fully reclined, this is definitely a pretty practical car. So if you want a family-focused small car, this is definitely something to take into consideration. Moving on to the cargo area, there is going to be a button right underneath. We can just tap that once. Power liftgate is going to automatically open up. You have a pretty good amount of storage space in here. It's nice and squared off. A little cubby on the left side, same with the right side. And then you can lift up the floor, and there's all hidden storage space underneath. And then there's a removable privacy cover as well. And then with all the seats folded down and the cover removed, you can see just how much more storage space you're going to get in the back of the all-new Countryman. Each seat does fold down independently, so it's nice, you can mix and match. Pretty good amount of storage space in here, and they're gonna fold down nice and flat. So honestly, for being more on the compact size, this car is pretty practical for people and cargo. So setting off in the all-new Countryman, super cool the way these screens look, as you can tell. So these are actually drive modes. Now that I'm driving the car, when you go to experiences and toggle up everything, there are different drive modes along with the screen. So go-kart seems to be sport mode. You get the little cheering, sounds like a Mario game, but in here, transmission's more aggressive, you hear the engine sounds. This is kind of the fun go-kart mode. So hilarious how they've named these. But when you're driving this, we'll do a little fun S-turn to talk about some of the fun driving. This, for being kind of like a mini SUV, it actually handles really well, and this is pretty fun to just take these sharp turns. Very good throttle response from the engine, steering's good. You got so much pep, it's doing a good job managing the RPM to keep me with some power. But that is a fun little car to cruise with. Now if we go into the green, this is going to be the eco mode. So this noticeably is going to drive slower. You get that soft little display sound. But in this mode, you know, it's going to show you your efficiency and just drive a lot more conservative. I mean, you can floor it in here, and I'm almost flooring it, and it's not really doing anything. You can see high consumption and then efficient. So these are drive modes, which is pretty crazy how many. Of course, the off-road mode, I guess, would be trail. But normal driving, you know, visibility is still gonna be really good. Mirrors all do a great job. The heads-up display system on this screen, it's not in your way, which is actually quite nice, so you can see your speed very easily. This, for being, you know, not in the center, this is also easy to manage your speed and watch that. So I kind of like the normal ergonomics. The suspension is also incredibly comfortable. You know, Mini is built by BMW, so it's kind of part of their brand, and you can feel the refinements in this car the way it drives. It rides really good, pretty quiet in here. You know, the brakes and performance aspects all work well to where it's fun to drive. The comfort is pretty good too. These seats are very supportive for my height and everything. I mean, good leg support. I really can't complain. The bolsters are really nice in the back just to support your lower back and everything like that. So it seems to be kind of a fun car to just cruise around in and drive as a daily, you know, decently economical, quiet, comfortable, pretty much everything you would want in any modern car. Fun to tool around and just kind of rip on it just slightly. But yeah, pretty practical. The ergonomics, so that's gonna be a lot to get used to. I spent some time in this car just to figure it out. Basically, everything is in the screen. Now, climate controls, I'm not the biggest fan of. Obviously, BMW has switched to that, and now Mini will do the same. So you have to hit the fan icon every single time to make any real adjustments. You can, you know, easily toggle your temperature and crank that up and down, and then adjust your seats or steering wheel. So it's not hard to at least easily adjust your temperature by just tapping those. But for fan speed and anything like that, you gotta tap it, go into it first. And you know, that's one little bit that you kind of gotta do. But other than that though, I mean, it seems pretty easy to use. And if you want a funky car, this seems to offer that without giving you a weird driving experience. It's easy to drive, it's nice and normal to drive, but it's got that fun, funky aspects to where this is a quirky car to buy that can still be practical, nice to drive, but give you something that you can smile about. All right, so my honest thoughts now, my perspective would drive it in the all-new 2025 Countryman. This is a fun little car. Like, it's just cool and quirky. I think you buy this when you don't want to take life too seriously. You just want something fun. You know, we're back into go-kart mode. I mean, this is something I could see taking on an adventure. You can load up with a lot of stuff because it's actually a practically spaced vehicle. You can put extra people in or just a ton of stuff back there with the seats down. Go into go-kart mode, you know, go up the mountain road trip, no big deal, make it to where you want to go. And then you get to your off-road trail, you go into the trail mode, and now you have a little bit more, you know, all-wheel drive characteristics for some off-road things. I hope you can hear that audio, but you know, you got all your crazy gauges and everything to where you can really just take this car anywhere, it seems, and the drive modes will help you get there. But with all that, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to drive. It's very unique. This interior looks crazy. This is one of the most unique cars, especially for the price point. You know, you see custom Lamborghinis and Ferraris, you know, that have just the weirdest materials. This, just the fade of this fabric material, is something that you just don't see. So it's something just cool about how they've designed these cars. The exterior styling, I like how it still looks like a Mini. You know, this is a very timeless design that's been around for decades, it's a very familiar look as far as what a Mini looks like. And I feel like they have definitely taken it into a way more modern approach to where it looks modern and new, but it also looks kind of like the old school Minis at the same time. But it's cool. It's pretty ergonomic. It's pretty comfortable in here. You do have massaging seats, which is a nice touch. And I feel like you kind of get everything you need in the car, so it's normal enough, but it just looks funky at the same time with a very unique overall like interior design. So it's cool. Not really all too much more to talk about the driving experience. It's kind of normal once you don't look at the way the interior is designed. It's just kind of a normal, nice car to be in. But I like how it's got the BMW in it, so it does feel refined. And then it has the Mini in it, which makes it funky and unique. Cool materials all around, and a really cool way they've done the technology. I mean, the round screen is so cool compared to the old one where it was a normal screen with a bezel. This is really, really unique. I know people don't like the tacked-on tablets, but this I think we can forgive just because the shape of it looks so cool. You don't see something like that. And I think Mini is making it to where you can buy this and just be in a quirky car and still use it for the day-to-day. That's kind of all I have to say then on the all-new 2025 Mini Cooper S Countryman All4. That's technically what this car is called. Cool inside now. If you want a funky car, definitely take a look at Mini's new lineup. Big shout out to Flow Mini of Winston-Salem for providing this car for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next video.